What's up, guys? So in this video I would like to talk about the God of War episode 4 of the Lost Pages. They gave a interview in that. They talked about the game, some combat systems, and here is 5 pieces of information I myself found extremely interesting and I want to convey it to you guys. If you guys haven't watched the interview and you want to, I'll have a link to it. It is on my channel so you can check it out there. But let's get into this video. So the first piece of information I found extremely interesting was that player choice will have a bigger role in combat compared to previous games. They decided to do this because in this particular game they didn't want a player to just pick it up and just start doing everything, you know. They specifically said that they don't want the player to pick up the game and mash square square triangle on every single enemy. In this game, combos will be a huge part of it since you have a bigger variety in weapons. This change mainly came because of the narrative that Kratos isn't just using his anger to kill anybody, so his mashing in the previous games like square 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 or square square triangle, it did make sense, but in this game he's more of a calmer person. He's trying to hold in his anger. His moves are going to be a bit more thought out, and this is why they wanted this change. And I find it rather interesting how much combat's gonna change. And instead of the mashing buttons we're so used to, this time is gonna be a much more calculated decision in how to continue the combo or continue the juggle. I think my favorite part of this interview is when they started talking about Atreus. Now Atreus, he has a little magic style along with the bow and arrow range style, and the team brought this up. They said that they deliberately gave Atreus a bow and arrow to complement Kratos' melee style. So they said that Kratos has always been this melee guy. Up close, he will destroy anything, but in this game specifically, if you would want to attack long range, you can throw your axe, but you mainly wanted to use Atreus's abilities with the bow and arrow and things of that nature. It said that it really complements the melee to range style combat, and also Atreus is going to be using a lot of magic attacks. The team did give a little info on the story saying that Kratos, he doesn't really enjoy the magic side of things. You know, with his experience in the gods and Greek mythology, he wants to stay away from the whole magic aspect and using magic attacks. However, Atreus has a different experience coming into this new world. He accepts the magic that he will be using. So for range and magic attacks, you will definitely be using Atreus, and for melee style up close, you're going to want to use Kratos. Another piece of information I found very interesting in this was when a developer in the interview said that Corey, the one thing he wanted consistent in the game, the one thing he wanted to mark as the entire change of the game is Kratos' axe weapon. The axe weapon is the biggest thing to represent Kratos' change in this new world, and I found that extremely interesting. Out of all the new weapons that we're going to be able to get with the RPG elements, the axe will remain the biggest weapon that we have, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's gonna be the strongest and most versatile weapon we have. Another piece of information is when they brought up the camera. The team said explicitly that the camera was the hardest thing to do in this new God of War game. Because the game is more cinematic, the camera is more close up so you can see your son better, you can see the environment better, and things of that nature. However, there is a little compensation in terms of combat. They explicitly said again that it's going to be harder to detect enemies behind you since the camera is not what it used to be, showing you about like a whole 360 area, who's in front of you, who's behind you. Now there can be an enemy hidden behind the camera that is facing your back. So you have to be more open to the environment around you and just be aware of who's behind you and when to turn the camera to that direction. So attacking and defending is going to play a much more huge role in this game because of how cinematic the camera looks now. And I find that rather interesting. I enjoy a new challenge. For the final piece of info I found very interesting was Atreus' dedicated button. So they really broke it down, and they said that during combat, Atreus will do things on his own. It's not like he'll just stay in one spot or you just mash the button and he does things. Over time, as you fight and Atreus does his own thing, you'll be able to use Atreus' best attacks when the player wants. So I think a more thing you can compare it to was with the PGW gameplay trailer. As Atreus is fighting people on his own, eventually he does one of these critical hits when he drops kicks an enemy in the back, and then Kratos is allowed to do a follow-up combo that does a lot of damage. Here, basically, in order to do that, that's what the dedicated button is for. It's not just for Atreus to attack, but it's to use his best attacks. And the team described it as you needing Atreus along the way, that Atreus is an extension of Kratos and Kratos is an extension of Atreus, and it really puts this dynamic that you can't do it without Atreus. That's why they have so many other things that Atreus can do in this particular game, and I find that very interesting. I'm a very combo heavy guy, so in order to continue the combo, I'm gonna have to do a lot of other things, then use Atreus's thing, and then end it with one of my own things. So I don't know, I feel this is very, very good for, you know, extending combos and juggles. Alright, that's gonna be the end of this video. Again, I highly recommend you guys go ahead and you watch that video. It should be on your screen right now. I did not give you all of the information because there is a ton of info to listen to. I'm gonna be on here. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you in my next video. Later.